Can they win it? Stroud to the end zone. Touchdown! Tank Dell! C.J. Stroud leads a magical drive. Flags down.
What's up, Buck fans? Welcome to another great episode of Bucs Report. AJ turned up. This is the Aftermath Bucs pregame show. What's going on? I hope y'all doing all right. It's game day. It's game day. And I'm sure a lot of Buck fans out there like, why the hell you bringing up bad memories, AJ? Why you had to give me PTSD all over again? Why you had to do that? It was necessary. This is not only a direct message to the Buck fans. This is also a direct message to Todd Bowles. But before we get into that, y'all, I thank y'all for being here tonight. Always check me out on TikTok, AJ Turnup. That's my Twitter. That's my Instagram as well. Also, if you want to look fly, you want to turn up in style, and you want to be a part of the, some good shit, go to my link and check out my merchandise right here, Sticks of Fire. That is Native American for Tampa, Florida. That's right, Hborough County, baby. But let's get back into it. The reason why I wanted to present that is because I want you to know how urgent it is for the Bucs to get this win. I want the players, the coaches, the fans to remember that gut punch that us Buck fans went through, the fucking devastation just for Baker Mayfield to march down the field with a so-called game-winning drive. However, it wasn't to be. And it all started because of this shit. You see that? I want Buck fans and Bowles to understand we can't go through that again. That has been the bane of our existence for Buck fans, that fucking cushion covered scheme. It's not good. Doesn't work, especially with the game on the line. We have got to be aggressive. We have got to go into Houston and be ready to put belt to ass. They are a wounded animal, which makes them very dangerous. The Colts are 2-0 now. So that puts pressure on the Texans to want to win this game. They can't afford to drop too low behind because they don't know, but the Colts could be for real. So yes, I hope Bowles and the players looked at this shit to understand that no lead is safe. No matter, as long as there is time on the clock, until that fucking clock hits 4 zeros, I want the Bucs to be serious. I want these players to be aggressive. I want the coaching staff to be aggressive. I need Bowles to dig deep in his soul and realize that what happened the last time was so fucking unnecessary. That's why I wanted to bring that video up again. I really want people to understand, Buck fans, as confident as I am tonight, it can easily be taken away if we keep our foot off the gas, if we are not prepared, if the Bucs come out flat. The Bucs cannot afford to start slow. They need to start fast, strong, and go for the kill early. You are dealing with a wounded animal, what makes it dangerous. But here's the blessing. You have the better team. You have the better roster. You have better playmakers. You have better defense stoppers. They're playing with backups in the offensive line. Take advantage of that. Now let's get into that side of the ball. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball for the Texans and with the defensive side of the ball for the Bucs, because, ladies and gentlemen, that's actually going to be the most important thing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's going to be this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense versus a mid offense in the Texans. Nico Collins is a talent. Yes, he is. So with that being said, Bowles, if you're a little hesitant, double him. But before we even get to that, let's make this running game non-existent, ladies and gentlemen. So the Bucs' first order of business is to disrupt the rhythm and balance with this offense. You have a backup center in. I think their right tackle is a little banged up. They don't have their starting tight end. They don't have a few other receivers out there. So this is the time for Vita Vea to feast, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time, Bowles, where I don't want to see Vita dropping back in fucking coverage. I don't want to see Yaya dropping back in coverage. I don't want to see Cansey dropping back in coverage. I don't want to see Reddick dropping back in a lot of coverage. You have Savasier and Levante for that. Vita Vea is going to eat, y'all. So while he eats, Cansey, that is your time to step up. And again, take away Nick Chubb. This is not the same Nick Chubb that we are accustomed to back in Cleveland. Cleveland, Nick Chubb is gone for the most part. And this is not Bijan Robinson that you have to worry about. You have two running backs that they have back there that aren't even Bijan. So take away the run first. Take away that run, because I'm going to tell you this. That's what I'm not worried about. What I am fearful of is this Bucs passing defense, because Bowles have the propensity to always like to play figure out ball first instead of smash and attack first. Like, this shit is not going to get you anywhere, Bowles. No need. Outlaw that shit for the first 10 minutes of the game. You have to make CJ Stroud work for every fucking yard. That means you need to play more man coverage early. Dean, you took a pay cut. What are you going to do now, sir? Are you going to step up? Are you going to show that you are still valuable, or are you going to play to what you were dropped down to, minimum money? This is your time to shine. Benjamin Morris, as I from what I saw, will be active. Now, I'm aware that he isn't going to be thrust in immediately, but the simple fact that he is active, that means you need to be active, Dean. You need to be active, because there's a reason why they drafted Jacob Parrish and Benjamin Morrison. Your job is on the line. More than that, your livelihood's on the line. You got 31 other teams that will be watching on what you can do out there. So are you going to fold, or are you going to make shit happen? Are you going to get out there and stop being picked on? Because I'm going to tell you, against the Falcons, there was a reason why you were targeted, Dean, more than Zion McCullum. You should take that personal. You should take that as a sign of disrespect, Dean. So what they're telling you basically is, we don't believe in you, and our best bet to win this game is that we know our receiver, even if he's not a number one receiver, is going to beat you. Are you going to take that shit, or are you going to nut up and start cooking? Because, Dean, best believe they're going to be looking at you. Best believe they might move Nico around to where he's going to be on your side. Are you going to step up, or are you going to bullshit? Now, Bowles, that also means you need to help your guy out. Stop putting Dean in fucking cushion coverage, man. This ain't going to help. In the early part of the game, Bowles, I'm telling you, establish man coverage first. You want to know why? That will help your pass rush. Why do you say that, everybody? When you disrupt the timing between the quarterback and his wide receiver, that allows the pass rush to get there. The pass rush and the secondary, ladies and gentlemen, go hand in hand. Unless you have an elite pass rush, you're not going to be able to play the cover three that Bowles loves. If you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, the cover three is typically when the DBs are playing the deep pass, so they back up in cushion coverage. It's a zone type coverage, but usually you have to have your front four has got to get there. Your defensive line has got to be like that. Your linebacking core, your pass rush, your edge rushing linebackers have got to be like that. We don't have a Shaq Barrett and a JPP anymore. Those days are done. So hopefully Hassan can pick up the slack where Shaq left off, and Yaya can rise to the occasion. But in the meantime, we have to face the reality. We cannot play cushion coverage, because that doesn't bode well for us, because that's how they slowly pick this team apart. So play man coverage earlier, Bowles, and I guarantee you Vita playing a backup center, is going to command double blocking. That means Cansey, I'm putting a lot on you tonight, Cansey. You're going to have to do your part. Anytime Vita is double, Cansey, you have got to penetrate that line. Yaya, we already know you're a stud at run blocking, but we're gonna need you to amp it up in the pass rushing. Hassan Reddick, you're getting paid $14 million fucking dollars. I believe in you, but I got to see more. I want this team to put Stroud on his fucking back. On his back. And by doing so, Bowles, again, line up early. Line up in their faces. Because by doing that, you can make CJ Stroud panic. Nico Collins, again, special talent, but I have confidence in Zion McCollum keeping up with him. I have confidence in Levante David being able to cover his side. Sabassier, that is going to be this is a shot to you. You got it. You played better when you got benched, so I need you to keep that mentality of I can always be benched, so I better step in and play to the level that I know that I can. I think Sabassier and Levante will be fine when it comes to pass coverage and being able to plug holes in the run if they try to run up the A or B gap. I'm not worried about that, but I really do need to have this secondary to be aggressive with the front seven. It's going to help. We're not at the level yet where we can just bull rush with our front seven and get there. That's just the reality, Buck fans. I don't think the defense is there yet. Now, do I think potentially that they can get there? Absolutely. But for me, that's going to be a couple more weeks. So I don't want to get your hopes up, Buck fans, because that's not the reality that we live in. I want you to be able to be real with yourself. So in football terms, we have got to be aggressive. Get out there and make CJ Stroud in this offense one-dimensional. By putting pressure on CJ Stroud, now we can get those quick 3 and outs, because that's another handicap that the Bucs have a propensity to do under Bowles' scheme, is by doing this bullshit right here, by doing the cushion coverage. What happens to the Bucs defense is we get shredded apart while they march down the field, because all they're going to do is short passes or run quick slants or throw in the flats as the Atlanta Falcons did. And then we decide to tighten up in the red zone. But then your defense, you're putting a lot of pressure on your offense to come out in full rhythm. And that's not going to always be the case. We have a new OC. So how about this? What if you do this, Bowles? You get a 3 and out the first time, and let's say if they're at their own 20 or 30, now you're in a position to where if they punt the ball, you're in good position where we see Cameron has the potential to take off and make something happen. Let's say he can get a 15 to 20-yard run. Now it sets your offense up in a prime position where, worst case scenario, they can walk off with at least 3 points and not have to always fucking around and have a quick 3 and out. We cannot have that. We cannot have that. That is not acceptable anymore. That is not acceptable anymore. So that is the keys on the defensive side of the ball for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They simply have to start fast and be aggressive. That is the key of this business. There is no reason to let CJ Stroud shred us. As we saw, if you saw that last game that I showed you, what destroyed the Bucs? What destroyed the Bucs? Look at it. You know what happened? We simply had the corners and the DBs too far off, and they were able to score. I'd rather a corner get beat on man coverage, and he fought for it and he did the best he can, and we almost got the quarterback, rather than having if you're too far back for the cornerback, you know what, and you're in the red zone, you know what the receiver can do? He can change his route to where he can run a dig route or a slant route, or he can run a post. That's the problem. That is too many route tree possibilities for a receiver to get the advantage of in a cushion coverage for this Bucs team. It's simply too much. We should have learned our lesson after the fucking Commanders playoffs game. And Bowles, again, you saw what happened when you tightened up against the Falcons. When you were playing more man, good things happen. And that's what we're going to need again tonight. I really hope that we watched what happened during that game. And I want to show it again because I want to remind you of what not to do, Bowles.
Can they win it? Stroud to the end zone. Touchdown! Tank Dell! C.J. Stroud leads a magical drive. Flags down.
Bucs down. That's what that was. Like I said, I really hope that the Bucs players was watching this shit over and over again throughout the entire week, so they understand how serious this is. Now I know y'all like, damn, AJ, it's only week 2. How is it getting to that point? Because last night the Falcons won. Now this ain't about the Falcons per se. However, don't you want to be able to run away with this fucking division early? By you being 2-0, you put yourself in a better position to where you don't have to worry about it. Now, I know worst case scenario, this is an AFC conference team, so it doesn't sting as bad, but fuck that. When you have a chance to beat a team that you have a better roster than, there is no reason to play down to their level, Bowles. There is no reason to come out flat, Bowles. There is no reason why you need to fill this offense out. They don't have the weapons. This is not an offensive juggernaut. But don't be surprised if they do come out swinging early. That's all I'm saying. But by you being aggressive, you can change a lot of that shit. So, Bowles, on the defensive side, that is what's going to determine the win of this game, is by you allowing to get those 3 and outs, get a turnover, which I do predict in Jacob Parrish. I feel like Jacob Parrish will get an interception this game. I do believe the Bucs to get at least 3 sacks. Now, look, the Texans have yet to score a touchdown. And I said this before on my Twitter. Please, Bowles, do not let your first touchdown, and don't let the Texans' first touchdown to be because of this shit. You hear me? Do not let them score because of cushion coverage. That will be a disservice to this team. Because, as you know, they got a good defense. Let's flip to the other side now. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense versus the Texans defense. This is not the Atlanta defense, ladies and gentlemen. Tampa Bay Buc fans, I am very aware. We are playing a very nasty Texans defense, especially with those edge rushers and Danielle Hunter and Anderson. They're gonna do everything that they have to go against this Bucs team. So on the offensive side, Grizzard, I need you to be creative. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, I know everybody, we do need to get the running game established. So if we can do that, cool. However, we will still be having a shuffled offensive line. Bredesen at the center. I think Gedeke is going to play. Then you're going to have Graham Barton at left tackle, and then Michael Jordan at left guard. And that is going to be, and then Cody Mock at right guard. So it is going to be a big challenge for this team because this is going to be an aggressive pass rush. So, Grizzard, one thing that I'm going to need you to do, the big thing that I need you to do is to be a creative. You cannot come out vanilla. Do not give us the Canales energy type plays where they can tell you're just going to do a fucking HB dive on the first play. No, spread that shit out, man. Test their pass rush early. See what they got. If you can, don't come out in an 11. Go out in a 10. Come out with a package 10. Spread that fucking ball out. Test them. Because, again, Emeka has put the league on notice more than likely. Don't think that the Texans are not – for Bucs fans out there, Emeka is going to be a problem. And I guarantee you the Texans are going to monitor him. Now, with that being said, we need to take advantage. If they're going to double Evans, Emeka should be open. If they're going to double Emeka, Evans will be open. I'm not worried about Stingley. Now, I know a lot of people out there that I've been talking to. Oh, my God, man, Stingley, he can handle Mike Evans. Bullshit. By himself, the Texans would be stupid if they allowed Evans and Stingley one-on-one for too long. Because if I'm Baker, oh, word, you're not going to give Mike Evans that respect? I'm going to him. I'm going to him. And you know what you can do? That's what you should try to do. If they don't double Evans early, throw that shit to him. If they're going to play off coverage, change that play that Mike Evans has. If he was going to do a dig or if he was going to do a go route, turn that shit to a slant. Turn that shit to a slant. If they double Evans, now let's go to a Mecca. We have got to get that ball out quick, run the spread. But another thing, get the crossing routes involved. Sterling Shepard has been fantastic at that. Let's get Tez Johnson going. And another big thing, let's get this tight ends in this game. Cade Otton and them hardly got targeted. So let's get the tight ends ready because you call some plays where Otton runs up the seam, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. So again, get that 10 personnel going. Get the 10 personnel going. Now we do, and then remember, you have 2 running backs that has been proven to be good at pass blocking and pass catching receiving running backs in Bucky and Rachaad White. Let's get them going. But again, in the run game, get all 3 of your running backs involved. Don't give up on the run so easily. So again, use the pass to set up the run, but you got to get everybody involved. Everyone on offense needs to be involved, ladies and gentlemen. So, Grizzard, you are going to have to be very creative, sir. You cannot be conservative. If you have the ball, let's say the Bucs defense, which I do think will happen, if they can get you a turnover and you're in there, let's say you're at their red zone, you're at the 10 or something, take a shot. Take a shot. Because the worst case is if you take a shot and you miss, now you have the secondary on their toes. So that's where you can either run the ball the second down or you can dump a screen to Rachaad White and get the ball like that. So you have got to be aggressive. Keep your foot on the gas. And also, if we can get up early by 2 possessions, that's going to be nice. Let's say by the early second quarter, we're up 10-0 or better yet 14-0. I want to go there. Let's say we're 14-0. And then we get down to their red zone again, and we're at like the 8-yard, and it's 4th and 3. Don't kick a field goal, Bowles. That's another thing. I said go for the kill. Go for the jugular early. You go for the jugular early, you put these bad boys away. Make them have to fight for it. So let's go 4th and 3. Now you score a touchdown. 21-0 hits different than 17-0. You understand that, Bowles? 21-0 essentially fucks this team. Hell, even 17-0 will fuck this team and put them in a predicament because the Texans do not have an offense that can just score at will. They're going to have to be methodical. And that's another thing. Their offense, the Texans offense is going to try to be a methodical team as well. They want to keep this game close because they know if the game is close that they have a chance. You put them away early. Now you take away the running game. If you get up 14-0 or 17-0 early, Bowles, now you can be extra aggressive because Stroud is going to get desperate. This offense will get desperate. The problem is we cannot go into the halftime winning like 10-6 or 13-7. That's inexcusable. Inexcusable. You need to be up at least 14 points. Or the minimum, you need to be up at least 13 points by the end of the half. So I need to see 17-6 or some shit like that. That's the kind of thing that I'm going to need to see coming from you, Grizzard, on this offense. You have got to be able to get everyone involved because, again, Emeka is going to be a problem. The Texans are going to have to mind him. Now that we see that Emeka can be for real, they're going to have to double between Emeka and Evans, and that's where you attack. That's where you take advantage. But you have to be aggressive, Bowles, like you did on the 4th down against the Falcons. I need to see more of that, Bowles. I need to see it. I need to see it. As Bat W says, go Bucs, damn straight. I appreciate everybody watching right now. We have got to be aggressive. There is no excuse on offense. And I'm very aware, again, of their pass rush. Now, that's why, in my opinion, again, like I said, use the pass first to set up the run. Because those pass rushers are going to pin their ears back. And if we can get the passes off already, the secondary, best believe that secondary for the Texans are going to be aggressive early. I bet you they're not going to be playing. They'll probably play more. If they play zone, which I think they will because they run a zone, and I think they run a 4-2-5 type of scheme. Rollouts, baby. Roll out to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is not a pocket quarterback. Now, I get it. Now, I know these two plays, ironically, came from the pocket, so we'll take a look.
Mayfield on first down, throws, end zone, caught, touchdown!
I just had to show that shit again because it just showed you how much of a beast Baker Mayfield is. Baker Mayfield is the fucking truth, y'all. He is the truth. However, I still want rollouts because Baker is a fucking magician when it comes to rollouts. He makes things happen on the run. And again, this is going to be a difficult pass rush. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, AJ, they got a pass rush. You think that's wise? It's very wise because Baker is good at making plays on the run rather than being in the pocket. The only way that I see that if he stays in the pocket is if our tackles are able to push Hunter and Anderson to the outside to where, let's say, if there isn't anything there, Baker can take off in the middle of the field. But let's keep Baker on the run because Baker does things better when he's on the run. That's what he does. He's not a true pocket quarterback. Let's be real. Baker don't even have the height for that. He still is a magician. I'm not taking anything away from him as a pocket quarterback, but that's not his game. He is a guy who likes to make shit happen on the run. He's an excellent improviser. So that's why I truly want the rollouts and spread to go. The crossing routes have got to be there. This is a game where I need Sterling and Tez Johnson to help out. I want Cade Otton as well, but I'm talking about for the receiving, the wide receivers. This is a game that I need to see Tez Johnson and Sterling help out because they can help this team go further. We want this defensive coordinator for the Texans to go, shit, everybody's getting the ball, so I don't know who to focus on. Or let's say, because a lot of Texan fans, they believe in their defense, and I feel you. But let's just say you guys, oh yeah, we're doubling Evans and we're doing a good job. But shit, Emeka is killing us. Oh shit, now we got to focus on Emeka. Oh shit, now that we doubled Emeka, Sterling Shepard and Tez Johnson are catching it. And it's very critical that we are not in 3rd and longs. We have got to get to no more than a 3rd and 5 or a 3rd and 6. We have got to keep our 3rd downs very short. So if you're going to run the ball, run it with efficiency. No bullshitting and no obvious run plays neither. Let's get it creative. And I hate to bring up the old coordinators, so I'll just say old ass coordinator from last year. We got to get creative with our design runs. Certain running backs, let's get some tosses in there. Let's run some counters. Let's get some traps going. Let's go to ISO. Do as many different type of schemes that you can. Do not be the biggest thing that I hate is predictability. We cannot be a predictable ass team. Please don't be predictable, y'all. That is the biggest thing that the Bucs do not need to be is predictable. If the Bucs are predictable, that's we in trouble. And Bat W says 24-17. Now, if we win 24-17, I would hope that 17 is garbage time points. I'm gonna be real, Bat. I want that to be some garbage time shit where it's 24-3 and it's the mid fourth quarter or some shit. Something like that. Where it's just garbage time. It's just garbage time. I don't want it to even be this close because here's why, Bat. If it's that close, that means that this team has a chance to believe, and that means the Buccaneers didn't do their job. On defense, the Bucs have got to get those turnovers. On defense, the Bucs have got to be aggressive. On defense, the Buccaneers have got to get turnovers. That means Zion, when the ball is in your hands, this time you got to catch that shit, okay? Antoine Winfield is going to be a beast. We've seen is a beast already. We've seen what he does when he's healthy, but we don't want now. I don't mind if Antoine makes those critical plays because he's one of the best safeties. But let's not even have to put him in that situation. Don't put that guy in that situation. We should honestly beat this team by no less than 13 points. No less than 13 points. We should win. The win should be like a 27-13 or some shit like that. 27-14, some shit like that. The Rams held them to 9 points. Now I get it. Rams got a good defense, but so do the Bucs. This is the time, Bowles, where if you are aggressive early, I honestly believe you will walk out victorious. I honestly believe that within my soul, that if you stay aggressive early, the Bucs will walk out with a win. That's all we want. Let's do it right. Fuck this type of coverage, okay? Fuck that coverage, Bowles. You cannot win with that. You cannot win. You cannot win with the Bowles. I believe in you, Bowles. Coach, I'm here to support you. As much as I say about you, I believe in you. I'm not here to say that I know all, because there's a reason why you are a head coach and you were a defensive coordinator. But sometimes do not allow your conservative mindset to hold the team back. You are in prime position. This is an important game. Every game is important. I know, but let's be real. This is the moment where you put a team like this away. Now, we're aware we're 0-5 in primetime games. Let's change that shit. Let's change it. It starts tonight. It starts tonight. Let's put the nightmare from the Texans in 2023 away. Let's put away the CJ Stroud. Well, he's a good talent. He is a good talent, but he won't beat this tonight because the Bucs are going to smack him. The Bucs are going to put him on his ass. We're going to be calling him CJ Stretcher after we get through with him. So tonight, CJ Stroud should not be good. CJ Stroud should have a bad fucking night. The running game, Chubb and them, should have a bad fucking night. This is the night for Baker Mayfield. Now, Baker, you started out sluggish. I'm being real with you. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. So what you going to do about that? Grizzard, help your quarterback out. Bucky, I believe in you. Let's start running. Rashad, let's do this. Sean Tucker, make it happen. Cade Otton, get it popping. Emeka, do your thing. Mike Evans, stay elite. Now I know people. I expect something good from the Bucs tonight. Everybody was like, oh man, this could be Evans' last game in against the Texans, and because he's from Galveston. But here's my prediction, and like I said, this is just my prediction. I have a feeling that the Bucs will go out there and do their job. I have a distinct thought that Bowles is listening, and he will see the light that, you know what, maybe I should play a little aggressive just a little earlier to see what happens. If it goes to shit early, okay, cool. I can just go back to what I always do. So I predict that the Bucs will win. I do predict that the Bucs will win 31-10. I know I'm really, that's a big leap. That's a big ass leap of faith. 31-10. I think Evans will have between 80 to 90 yards and a touchdown. I think Emeka will have between 60 to 80 yards and a touchdown. And I think Cade Otton will have at least 45, 50 yards and a touchdown. So I expect Baker to have 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I think Bucky will be on track. He'll probably run for maybe between 60 to 70 yards, and he might get a run-in touchdown. But I do think that the Bucs get 3 sacks and an interception. And with that being said, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I'm fucking hyped for this game. Thank you all for checking out Bucs Report, the Aftermath, and AJ Preview. As always, just check us out on Bucs Report, the Aftermath. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube channel on Bucs Report. Also, check out me on TikTok because I get live on that shit. AJ Turnup, Twitter, Instagram. And like I said, if you want some good shit, turn up in style, this is it right here. This is for the locals. If you like Sticks of Fire, that's Tampa. But I also got a lot of other nice shit out there. So please look into that. And again, I thank you all. And let's just get this fucking win tonight and go.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're gonna crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I mean, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.